Okay, I'm Mary Allen. I'm the speech-language pathologist at Middlesboro Elementary School. Thank you, Middlesboro, for being here. It's actually kindergarten through 4th grade. So out of our 475 students enrolled in Middlesboro, I work with 62 right now. But legally in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, a speech-language pathologist can have a caseload of 65 students, and that is my area of major concern, and that is the focus of my action research plan is how am I going to provide optimal service delivery to fit the varied needs and requirements of my students. They have different speech or language impairments, and I want to be able to serve them as well as I can. Other special education service providers have maximum caseloads of no more than 15 to 20 students. So if I can go up to 65, that puts a lot of pressure on me, but not just me. I want to be able to serve my students the best that they, give them the best service they can, that they can get. One important question for a school-based speech-language pathologist is how do we balance the needs and demands of the large and varied caseload? Currently, there is very little research to help us, to guide us in determining how often, where, and what type of service delivery models to implement. So we sort of have speech-language pathologists, SLPs for short, in case you hear me say SLP, you'll know. Speech-language pathologists, or SLPs, typically serve students 1 or 2 times a week for 30 minutes. That's sort of been our standard throughout history, and we need more research to guide us in what really is going to give us the most efficient means of meeting our student needs. We want to make sure they make adequate progress on the goals, but we also want to make sure that they're improving the performance within the general education classroom. Comparing programs of varying intensities and service delivery options are needed, so we need a lot more research in these areas. Recently there have been several programs that I call them speech therapy bursts, where you might see a student for 5 to 10 minutes 3 or 4 times a week instead of the one time a week or 2 times a week in a small group setting. So the focus of my proposal is to address the needs of those students who have articulation or speech sound production errors as quickly and effectively as possible. So my idea is, can we, and I want to document this, can I address those articulation needs, the speech needs of my students in 3 or 4 times a week, 5 to 10 minute sessions, and get them in and out of therapy as quickly as possible. So I'm going to use 4, my grant money is going to be able to provide 4 iPad minis, and I'm going to use them. The first step of the program is I'm going to teach the students to be able to judge their own accuracy to whether or not they say the sound correctly. So they'll score themselves. We'll learn how to do that in the resource room setting. And then they'll be able to do using the iPad minis, they're going to be able to do some video selfies. That's my little term for it. That's going to be interesting for me to train them how to use the iPad themselves. Now they do know how to do selfies, but getting a video, and then I want them to be able to score their own productions and determine the accuracy of their productions. So as live and in the resource setting, and also on the videos. So we'll, sorry, I know I use too much, but pardon me. So during these therapy bursts, the intense individual therapy bursts, they'll see me 5 to 10 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week. We'll do the video self-modeling with the iPad minis, and they'll score their responses. They'll do that in the classroom as well as in the resource room. Additionally, there will be a calendar that I'll send home with them for their parents to monitor, that just to check and make sure that the students are doing their self-modeling at home. I will start this project. The iPads are here, but I don't have them in my possession yet. So I'll start that project as soon as I get them. Progress is going to be monitored by parent and teacher interviews, as well as by direct measures, such as I'll be doing frequency counts and the authentic measures of the video selfies that the students will be doing. And I hope that my goal is that I'm going to get these students in and out of therapy quickly and then make more room for more students. The overall goal is for the student to meet the IEP objectives and no longer need to see me, no longer need speech or language services. Do you have any questions? Thank you very much for your time and attention.